Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be making date apricot cupcakes. These are made from a variety of nuts as well as dates and apricots to get a wonderful flavor. They make a great snack and I normally have them for dessert too. It depends on what you're in the mood for. So add 145 grams of walnuts and pecans and about a tablespoon and a half of cocoa powder to your food processor or blender and blend until it is nice and ground. Make sure to wipe down the edges. We all understand the struggle when using a blender, especially a Vitamix. And continue to pulse. When you've reached a desired texture, add 200 grams of medjool dates. I haven't softened them, but you can choose to do this if you'd like. Add them straight to the blender and process until it forms a nice crumbly crust. It should come together by hand, but make sure, of course, that it's nice and ground in the blender first. So as you can still see the nuts, but it's fairly put together to the point where you can put it in your hand nicely and it forms a nice dough. So you'll apply the crust to a muffin tin. I used a 6 muffin tin for the larger muffins, but you can choose to do this in the 12 muffin tin for the smaller muffins. So make sure to apply the crust all over the muffin tin until it's nice and covered. It doesn't have to be perfect, just has to cover all the ridges. So once you've filled your muffin tin with our beautiful date crust, you will let it set in the refrigerator while you prepare the fillings. The first step when making the fillings is to make the cashew filling. So this is pretty straightforward. You're going to start by adding about 150 grams of cashew butter to your blender. Don't make the mistake I did, which is actually put this mixture into the Vitamix. It didn't work very well. And then add 50 grams of 100 grams of the diced Turkish apricots to the mixture and blend. Again, don't do this in a Vitamix because I made that mistake and it was not enough mixture to blend everything nicely, so I had to switch it over to a food processor. So once it was in the food processor, it worked much better. It was very smooth and it made a nice paste. It's nice and creamy and it gives a really beautiful texture to the cashew butter as well as the apricot flavor comes through. Pour that out into a serving bowl. We'll use that in a second when we fill the cupcakes. And then we'll make the chocolate topping. So we're gonna start by combining 3 simple ingredients. We're going to add about a tablespoon of agave nectar, 1.5 tablespoons of cacao powder, and about a half a tablespoon of coconut oil together. And you just whisk it until it's nice and smooth. Once you've made all your filling elements, we're going to start the assembly of the cupcakes. To your muffin tin that you've hopefully taken out of your refrigerator, add about a tablespoon of cashew butter to each. Then I like to add the remaining 50 grams of the Turkish apricots to the cupcakes. I really like the difference in textures, but you can choose to omit them or add them to the cashew butter in the initial filling step if you'd like. And last but not least, you'll add the chocolate filling. Add about a tablespoon or about a half a tablespoon in each because I put in a tablespoon and it wasn't enough for all of them. They still taste great without the chocolate, but the chocolate is a really nice addition to the cupcake. So make sure you use about half a tablespoon in each to have enough. Then you want to fold the outer edges into the middle. This just works to encase the entire cupcake together so nothing falls out while you eat it and take it out of the tin. So do this to every single one, so then they're like this really great portable cupcake. And last but not least, let them rest in the fridge for 2 hours. This just lets it set. You can eat it right away if you'd like, but I think the texture tastes better after letting it rest in the fridge. And once you cut it in half, you have a beautiful center with the gooey cashew butter and the nice chocolate, and you can enjoy whenever you'd like. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and see you next Friday. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this content. See you later.